So, I just hit 200 subs. Hey guys, my name's Abby, and here's a list finally adding on to my 100 subscriber special. The top 20 through 11 worst songs in the Mario series. I, Abby, decided to do this video instead of the usual Hannah doing it because I did the last one, so same rules as the last one apply. I have to have played the game to include it. Alright, let's get started.
Here we go!
In my Nitrospective series, which I'm going to get back to once the last Booster Course pack comes out, I said this was going to be on the Super Circuit list, but I ultimately favored Lakeside Park to it, and that's because Riverside is boring. There's one interesting melody towards the middle of the loop that's strangely reminiscent of DK Island Swing from Donkey Kong Country, but that doesn't last very long. That one section of the song saves it from being higher up here, but it's still a bland, beige song regardless. Another song from Mario Kart 7 will be on the list after this one, but we're gonna get to that soon enough. For now, let's talk about Wario's Shipyard, or Galleon if you live in the UK. I cannot for the life of me recollect this forgettable ass melody when this course pops into my head, mainly because the song it goes with is, you guessed it, boring. Don't get me wrong, the course is okay at best, and I feel negatively indifferent at worst when playing it, but the song just becomes white noise every time I hear it. Next. Oh, jeebus. Do I have to talk about this one again? I already talked about it in the 3D World soundtrack ranking video. Okay, fine. This is the first memorably bad song in this video, and it sure as heck does feel that way. It's near the bottom of my list in the 3D World soundtrack because it reminds me too much of Motley Fool's music, which admittedly has grown on me a bit, but this one hasn't. I just hate it. I don't know what else to say. I hate it. Another song that I already talked about. This was in the bottom quarter of my Mario Galaxy 1 soundtrack ranking, and again, I have to explain why. Ugh. Just in case you didn't see that video, the summary is that it makes the Boo races feel slower than ever, and it's a more slowed down and tedious version of the Manta Ray racing theme. In other words, compared to the Ocean Race theme, it's a hell of a slog. Nintendo, why? Why did you make this the most boring song in a Mario Kart game? Yes, the track is boring, but that's no excuse to make the song just as bland. You could have easily made a Mario Galaxy-esque song and track for Rosalina to Rock, but I guess the 3DS wasn't as powerful as the Wii, even though other 3DS games had amazing soundtrack almost on par with the Mario Galaxy games. You could have remixed a theme from those games like you did for Good Egg and Wii's version of Rainbow Road. And speaking of which, why'd you have Honey Queen as the ghost on the Mario Kart 7 version of that course? Rosalina should have gotten that one, and Ice World should have been illuminated altogether. Okay, rant over, continue. Since this song's soundtrack's a minigame about avoiding catching a honeycomb full of bees, it's total luck! Boy, does it sound like it. The main instrument sounds like a swarm of melodic bees, and the bass kind of sounds like, I don't know, a bear? Actually, I don't mind the bass. The main instrument, though, I don't even know what it's trying to emulate. Oh, and this song was also remade in Top 100 and Superstars, and if you want to know what I think of them, here's my opinions on them, summed up in a few sentences. The Top 100 version too similar to the original, and it's a little less annoying, and I kind of like it better than the original. Now this version I love much better than both versions before, and it has its own kind of charm. I am so sorry for making you suffer through 3 versions of the same bad song. Let's just move on before I lose it. While not as bad as the music for GBA Boo Lake, Ghost Valley is very annoying aside from that bass near the end of the loop. The 16-bit instruments, other than the low ones, be they high-pitched or medium frequency, are freaking obnoxious as all heck, and I hate them. That's pretty much all I gotta say about this song. It's uneventful, it's annoying, and the track that it belongs to is harrowingly hard. Now just you hold on a frickin' second. I'm not talking about all the versions of this song, just the DS version, because holy crap, is it bit crushed and compressed to all boundaries. Now the DS had its musical limits, but this is the same game that gave us Waluigi Pinball and Shroom Ridge. Screw the limitations of the DS, this is inexcusable, especially for Nintendo. Slightly higher than the Bunny Chase and Pipe Interior themes on my Galaxy 1 ranking list, this theme is still bad, but it's not as bad as those songs I mentioned in the 10 through 1 list. Dusty Dune is just boring. I know it sounds like a broken record at this point, but this song is boring, even for a desert level. I would say that Shifting Sandland has a better theme, but that will be contradictory to the last list where it actually is. I'll say it then. Sand Kingdom is the best desert course and has the best desert music ever in a Mario game. I will talk about Odyssey sometime later too. Now for the number 11, or the number 1 on this list in this case. And I know this song is technically from a Mario spin-off, but I just had to put it there on this list. Here we freaking go. Yes, you read that right. This is a tie slot. Now, usually I avoid ties of this sort, but this is an exception because these are 2 of the most ear-piercingly obnoxious songs in a Mario spin-off or game in general. First, let's talk about the title theme to Yoshi's New Island. Kazoos? Really? Yoshi just had to be represented by that instrument. Why not a cute little flute, or a xylophone, or better yet, the title theme from the original, But the game had already retreaded too much from the original, so Nintendo didn't have to rehack the first game's soundtrack. All I ask is this. Koji Kondo, come back! Clearly your replacement is doing worse than you! Yoshi Clan is worse than the title theme of the same game. The kazoos are worse than ever, and it sounds like a chorus of mosquitoes rather than Yoshis. It sounds even worse than the bees in Honeycomb Havoc. Also, it gets more aggravating the more it goes on, especially when the percussion comes in. Make it stop! I am so sorry for leaving you on that note. Happy 200 subscribers, everyone. Bye-bye.